Guess I am doing the trim after all. That's something you usually want to find out before you start painting. It saves you time. But it's not always the case. Who's that? Hello, hello. this out before you back roll. Just like that. Easy peasy. Go up and down all you want. Just finish with downstrokes. Sort of like doing screen printing with t-shirts. Flood stroke, pressure stroke. All right. Hope it dries consistent. I hope it dries consistent. We switched colors in the middle of this project. And I had already cut in a wall, well, I had already cut in the whole place. So now, all the cut basically has 3 coats. Actually, the cut has 4 coats because I did 2 cut yesterday and 2 cut today. And then we went and switched colors. So, it's going to be a challenge to match that. But, like I like to tell people, it's only paint. I don't think the good Lord wants us to make it clear. I'm not stressing, and I don't stress about it really. The only thing I stress about is customers being happy. Which, that's not even stress. That's just normal business. Alright, let's move you guys. Let's move the YouTubers. So where am I? TikTok, YouTube? What am I doing right now? I think I am, oh, thank you. Yep, we're just painting everything up there. Where are you guys? Guess we can do this wall. I just want to make sure you can see my pretty smart IO. Let me come over here and grab my enormous paint bucket. Right? How's that for size? Pretty nice, right? This is my wall bucket. Walls and ceilings. Sometimes I cut out of this bucket. You know what I mean. Not afraid to cut out of a big bucket. shout out to all the homeowners for letting me work crazy hours. Crazy, not normal hours. Sharing a schedule with my wife this year, so. And we do that because we have 4 huskies. We never leave them alone, so there's always somebody home. That's what we do. Animals first. So right here, when I have a full, where are you? I had a full sleeve and only a small section. You never want to start that full sleeve on a cut because it's just going to build up and sit there and look like a little ridge. So you start in the middle of the wall and then bring it back to the cut. I don't know if that made sense. If that bucket wasn't in the way, you could see what I'm talking about. Anyways, basically you don't want a full brush of paint in the corner unless you're going to run it out. But that was hard one to explain and not show. Oops, that didn't work. That didn't work at all. All right. Where was I? Right there. I don't know if I ran this section down. But while I'm here, do it again. Well, I didn't run my dogs this morning. I left early. Tomorrow, I'm breaking out my 1-inch brush. Ooh, exciting. No, not for my mural. For my trim, I use a 1-inch brush. Works the best. For me. Works the best for me, not for you. Guys, like the video, follow me, subscribe, whatever that is. That'd be awesome. My channel's not really on fire or nothing. Follow me, I'll follow you. My other channel I can't follow no more. I've already followed 10,000 people and it won't let me follow any more people, which is stupid. My TikTok has 17,000 followers and you can only follow 10,000 of them back. So the whole you follow me, I follow you, that don't work with TikTok because they don't let you follow all your followers. So I find myself on TikTok deleting the people I don't interact with just so I can follow people that I interact with. Nothing personal, but TikTok sucks. Big time. They promote animal cruelty and child abuse, in my opinion. TikTok works hand in hand with Satan. We're Christians over here. We don't want nothing to do with that old Satan. Well, I had a painting partner last season this time. Last year. Had to let him go. Adios. I like solo. Solo's the only way to go. I just want to know why the heck that little piece is still white. These little, they're like a window alarm thing. I don't know if it's an alarm or a beep if the window opens or whatever, but they're tucked flush right, they're stuck right on there flush. So it's hard to cut that right in. But nothing we can't handle. I think I'm out of paint. I know well, here's a good example. I just filled this, and you never want to take a fat full roller and start at the top of your cut line. That's kind of what I was saying, because you can only pull it down and you're going to have all that paint up top from where that roller, on the top of that roller. That's fine, you can blend it down, but how are you going to blend it up when you're already at the highest point you can go? So when you have a full roller, you start in the middle of your wall, do 1 or 2 strokes, and then you can go all the way up top with it. Just trust me on that one. Okay, I'm all dry. We're all dry. Need some paint. This will be a 3-gallon, 4-gallon bedroom because 2 coats and then that repaint as far as remixing color. It ain't a new color, we just added to it the color to make it more prominent. But my point is, this is about a 3.5-gallon room. Just because of our color choice mistake. Not a mistake, but this is about the one situation where it didn't dry darker. Normally, you know, good thing to think about or recommend is it usually dries a shade darker Not always, like in this situation it did not. Alright, let me pour some paint. Let me pour some paint. How am I doing that? Like so, I suppose. Well, you know what? At this point, I'm just going barefoot. At this point of the day, it's working in your socks because my booties are whacked. I don't care how many times you shake it, every time you open it, you want to shake it again. Shake it 100 times if you have to. Or you're going to have inconsistent streaks. My nickname's Bob Ross. Let's dump this gallon in. Got 1 gallon left. Hoping it's enough. I've been to the paint store twice already today. Always check your work on the bottom. Good to go. Even though you have drop cloths down, don't matter. One thing you always want to do is cover your bucket when you put that lid back on. Just like that. Okay. I have to get that thing soaking. I don't know if I'm going to cut anymore. Well, either way, feels weird working with socks. Like my beach days, you know. All my glorious days in the sun. I'll be back, Mr. Sunshine. I'll be back for ya. Guys like my dress pants? Shout out Robert Mack. I saw your message. Appreciate it. I forget what you said, but I saw ya. Thanks for stopping by. Here's an example. Oh, it don't even matter. You all don't care. Let's not pretend. Let's not pretend, okay? You all don't care. I was just going to say you don't want to, above the doors, you don't want to start with a fresh full palette. Trust me. Never above the doors. Take a fresh roller. actually like to take this off real quick. I'll show you while I'm doing it. See that? Then you see right above the sill. That will sit and accumulate. So I recommend you take that roller and do that. Get rid of that line. Easy peasy. Just like that. Last 2 days I've been afraid to touch the trim because I didn't think I was painting it. Well, I just found out I'm painting trim too. So now you don't have to be so cautious on touching it because it's getting sanded and painted. Again. That's all I was showing you. I'll get my phone trashed with paint. Oh well. Can't stand this phone anyway. Samsung. I miss my iPhone. All right. Who knows? Who knows? Take the edge of that roller, go all the way down to your cut before you do anything. That way you roll it all the way to that roller mark, which is your new cut line. You get it? Why roll it to the brush line when you can roll it to the roller line and you'll see no brush mark? That's what you're doing, is eliminating the brush mark. So essentially, you cut to the roll mark and you roll to the cut mark. That don't sound right, but that's right. When you're doing it two coats. When you're doing two coats, changing colors. It don't always have to be that, detailed. Most of the time you can cut once and roll twice. You hear that? That's the sound of a roller with no paint on it. A blind man could paint a wall. All you gotta do is listen. Oh man, I should have wore deodorant. Stinking myself up. Just trying to feather that where the jamb meets the wall. listening? Does anybody care? Am I just blowing hot smoke up your butt? You know what I mean? What's the real deal here? What's the real deal? Same thing. Pop this off above the doors. You want to run this edge flat above the top of the door. And there it is. And that's it. One. Thank you. Whoever said good job. See? Always check your work. In the middle of this wall, I got a big bleed mark. That's why you're always finishing your walls with downstrokes. I don't care if you go back and forth, zigzag, up and down, kitty corner. You always want to finish your wall with a downward motion. And don't stop in the middle like I just did. Do as I say, not as I do. There. That way you're guaranteed no lines. And you're doing that with a dry roller. Don't do it with a roller with paint on it. That wouldn't make sense. Alright, moving onward. This big line's from. I didn't like it. Alright, let me close this. Just rubbed against the wall. This couch is a little bit kind of large. Normally there's nobody here, so second one of these today, man. I'm going through the water. Anyways, hope you guys are doing good. God bless you guys. That's what I want to say. God bless you guys. Quite honestly, God bless all of humanity. I feel like Earth as a collected conscious, we're all out of whack right now as a whole. So kind of praying for humanity at this point of the game. Not about countries, not about races, not about wars, not about religion. It's about humanity. The world went off and got greedy quick. Last couple hundred years, I mean, the Indians were here 300 years ago, roaming the hills. Now look at us. Family values are gone. Farming is done. It's all about Joe Blow and Trump, you know what I'm saying. I'm voting for the Green Party. I'm voting green. You hear me? Green. It won't be red. It won't be blue. It'll be green. I don't care if Greta, the activist, runs for president. She's getting my vote. It wouldn't be Biden or it wouldn't be Trump. That's for sure. Master of puppets. Twisting your mind and smashing your dreams. Blinded by me, you can't see a thing. Just call my name and I'll hear you scream. Blinded by me, you can't see a thing. And just call my name, I'll hear you scream. Master of puppets. Wow. Stinking myself up. Very stinky. Not eating good. I don't eat good. Not this summer. I haven't been. I've been on the run. Like, just schedule-wise, coming home late, leaving early. Stores aren't open. Eating crap. No excuse on that, but. Now, come over here with a half wet roller and do above the door. If you're a painter, you know what I'm talking about. Come back in 2 hours if you don't do that, and it'll be like golden arches just dripping. All right. One thing, I don't like working barefoot. Or you know what I mean. All right, let me get my pole back. Warm. It's gotta be 420 somewhere. Did it too quick on that one. But we're gonna go sideways with it. Like I said, go any direction you want. Just make sure you finish. Going down. little flood stroke. Not sure how it's if it's dry and streaky or what's going on here. That worked out and didn't. The only thing, working with the light enough paint, but I like that perfectly pristine when I come in here and do that trim. I don't want paint built up. You know what I mean? So normally I guarantee painters just brush past this because it's not that important. But when you're doing a shiny white, trying to cover up a blue or any other primary color, it shows through. You end up doing 3 coats on the baseboard basically. And as you know, trim takes time. The most time, basically. I mean, unless you're doing it like, you know, in the garage, in a studio, and then installing the trim. That's another story. Painting it and then bringing it here painted. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this and that. This is duration paint. Kind of feel like a little bamboozling. Like I don't want to say too much because I love my paint people, but I've seen it thicker. Let's just say that. You know, the base of the paint, the base, sometimes companies really skimp out on the base, which is the consistency of the paint. If you have no base, it's very fluid. For 2 years, there was no base during that pandemic. Everybody got shut down, but painters really got shut down. There was no paint. And quite honestly, there's still paint stores that have struggled recovering from that. Believe it or not, all of the paint was stuck in barges in the Suez Canal, headed to America. During that pandemic, it sat on those barges for months in the direct sun. This is according to some of the painting companies, because we were all struggling up here in Michigan getting any paint. But anyways, it was out there on those barges during the pandemic, you know, that big fake pandemic. And finally, when they opened it up, all that base was too old and contaminated. So it was still a couple more months before any of the stores. I sprayed a house last summer, and that stain had no base. I mean, it was more fluid than water. We just struggled. The homeowner was so mad, and he went back to that store 10 times, and that's actually where we got the information from. They're like, well, not our fault. We're getting the paint this way. I'd say 3 or 4. You're gonna come check your work. 3 or 4 brush roller marks, full tubes, and then come back and check your work. No pressure on these last strokes when you're coming down. You're just skimming the surface of that wall. No pressure. You're just getting any excess paint is all you're doing with that. Now, that's ready to go because you just back rolled. This is full of paint again, so you can come up. It's not a full roller, but you can come up to your cut line and tap it in, and it won't drip because there ain't no buildup. A little more time consuming that way, but it's worth it in the long run. I don't know how many jobs I've done just thinking, wow, I'm fast. Come back and look at your rollers up towards the cut line and the ceiling, you know, where the ceiling meets the wall. And the hottest point of every room, obviously, it's the highest point of every room. And it all drips down, even though it looked perfect when you rolled it. It's just about condensation, humidity, ambient temperature, a lot of factors, and the consistency of the paint. Like I was just saying, if you got really runny paint, don't paint, in my opinion. Like these homeowners weren't happy with the color, so we just took it back. It's like you don't have to, you know, these companies will go out of their way to, I mean, I give Sherwin-Williams about 20 grand, $25,000 every year in business. That's just paint and supplies with just me, you know, a solo painter. So, me personally, I give them about 25 to 30 grand in business every year. Last year I had 40 something in supplies. 40 grand in supplies. I mean, just this room's $600 in supplies. Oh no, it's not, because I got paint for I got a 5 gallons of a different color, so I stand corrected on that one. It's about, what did we do? 5, really 4 gallons. That's 200. We made a mistake at 50 a gallon. That's 250. My roller sleeves, my materials, $100 for this room max. Not even. So maybe 350. Quite honestly, I think we would have pulled it off a little less than that, but these colors, you know, that's one thing I stay right out of, is choosing colors. I'll recommend colors, but I'm an artist, man. I like vibrant. You know what I mean? Well, I know why he said paint the baseboard, because I got paint on it. But what I really did was trash my phone. And you know, you care. You all don't care, I know that. But neither do I. So we're even. Homeowners are probably wondering who I'm talking to over here. Right? Alright, we're getting there, guys. We are getting there. I'm not sure what time it is. Oh, that one's Tom's. I know that better start drying that cut or I'm going to be extremely curious of why, but I don't even know if I dumped that whole gallon. End of the day. Close to the end of the day. I'm not going to start another room today. I'm the boss. If I'm remotely tired or lack of motivation, it's not the time to game. I always want to be on my A game. So if I don't have the attitude or, you know what I mean, I pull the plug personally because I'm trying to do A+ work. Always. Every job. So if I ever have a bad attitude or I just call it. I say, okay, done for the day. Right, wifey? My wifey knows. My wifey knows. My wifey knows me pretty darn good. Been married for a minute. We've been married for a hot minute. Just don't like how the green is up there, but I should take a minute and cut. That's what I might do right now. Next thing I want to do is cut another round. Jeez. That'd be like 5 times I cut the ceiling in here. 2 coats yesterday, 2 coats cutting today. That would be 4, and then if I did another one, that's 5 cuts. That's more than I've ever done. That brings up a great topic as far as paint and mixing colors and stuff. I absolutely cannot stand getting 5 or 7 gallon, like a 7-gallon project that's a custom color. I don't like it getting in individual cans because each can is getting mixed separately. I like big batches, 5 gallons, and then that 5 gallons getting mixed one time consistently. My point is, we ordered 5 cans for this project, opened a can, used it, and then went back because they weren't happy with the color, but that can, they couldn't do anything with it already. So, but when you have 5 gallons, it's 1 unit, easier to manipulate. and it's more consistent as far as the color. Mixing 5 cans or mixing 1 can. I understand it's computer, but that's my point. That's my exact point. Yeah, that's just the only thing I'm not liking right now is that, how damn green that is. Maybe I'm gonna come in with it real quick. Anybody here? What time is it? Does anybody watching that has the time? If you ever need to cut at the end of the day, come in and use your paint bucket. And that's one way you don't even have to clean your paint bucket. Just come in here and brush it out. Use the rest of that paint, the remnant, and that's it. Done. Now I'm working with a brand spanking clean thing. I talk too much, YouTube. My wife's from Thailand, so I don't communicate a lot. We don't sit chit-chat. Not a lot of small talk in my house. So this is my opportunity to talk my butt off. But I'm not happy with this dang line. So let's just see. See what the culprit is. Oh, yeah, baby. No culprit. That's called resolution. Oh, yeah. Just that's it. That's all I want to do. Tuck that right back in. Just feather it in. Baby soft. Just feather it in. Happy little trees. Just want happy little trees. Just a happy place. Nothing fancy. Just blending it in. Told you, I'm a painting Bob Ross. Stay tuned. I don't think I'm starting a mural tomorrow. I'm doing trim tomorrow. But coming soon, my mural starts. Got a nice little project coming up. Some art related stuff. Yeah, that takes away the green line, but I don't understand the green line. I mean, what I mean by that is, it shouldn't be there, Johnny. It's okay. I never like to cut. I watch painters that actually roll the walls and then cut, which is the most retarded thing that don't work for me. Why would you want to have wet walls when you're up here on the wall? You know what I mean? Like your elbows touching. A lot of times I'm leaning on the wall, coming in and under, and but different folks, different strokes. Well, I hope she likes this color. She's not the missus isn't home today, but This is a new color, so she hasn't seen it yet. But the gentleman has seen it already and he likes it, so half of the pack. Yeah, we're getting, that's all it was. Just wanted some extra loving up here. Let me show you guys who I really am. Is that Red Bull gonna hold that phone? No. No, it's not, Johnny. There we go. All right, where did I leave off? Oh, yeah. Ouch. Couple marks on the ceiling from me, but just so happens I carry 5 gallons of ceiling paint with me at all times. So I got a big old jug of ceiling paint. Never leaves the van. Cover my own butt, you know what I mean? The last job I did, I overestimated, well, not really. I calculated it perfect, but we didn't do a couple of the rooms that we bid. So I had 5 gallons left. I could have took it back, but there's always projects that want to use, you know, flat white. Well, curious what I'm gonna eat tonight. I know my wife will be nice and full when I get home. I just can't do fast food, that's all I know. I don't ever want to touch fast food again in my life. Kind of weird. line's gone, but I just thought that was weird. The other thing is, I don't really like how, I'm playing by ear. Supposed to do a house way downstate. We've never heard from the lady yet, which is perfect because I couldn't go anyway. But got a full repaint down there. Birch Run or St. Charles, somewhere, couple hour drive. Yeah, it was kind of a weird green line, but like I said, too many coats of cut. Now wait a minute, I think I left my punches on my front doorstep. What a beautiful brush I bought today. What a beautiful brush. Okay, as far as that goes, let's see that. I don't know why it came back up there, but it did. Half one left here, man. Start cleaning up. Is that you, Jesse? Big Jesse girl? Oh, Jesse. blame you guys for not watching me. All right, a little more paint. Come on. Squeeze it out of there. Come on in. Yep, you're clear. Just getting the last of this cut and I'm done for the day.
Hi, Chad.
Hello.
Hey, yeah.
For some reason, the walls, talking to Tom here,
I can see the contrast there.
yeah, so it's all uniform, but I cut twice for the first color, and then I cut twice today, and that in return left that darker, so that's why I'm coming back and touching it up again. A little bit too many cuts. With
Oh, okay.
the,
When it dries, won't it be a little lighter anyway?
oh, in theory, it should dry darker, but what I'm saying is this was already dry, and I still had that prominent line all the way across the top.
Okay.
So I just had to come in, that's why I'm still painting. But that's it, all this and then done, and then I'm
Okay.
gonna, when I leave here, I'm gonna run to Sherwin-Williams and grab 1 gallon of flat trim. Or what do you want? Do you want a high sheen for your trim, or what do you like?
No, satin's good.
Satin again? Okay.
So you already got the front room?
No.
Oh, okay. Jesse.
Well, don't touch it, Tom. I'll just, maybe your pants or something, or,
Jesse got it.
No,
Yeah.
I got
when
this.
she-
oh, you're fine.
she came in,
That should have been fairly dry.
Yeah.
Is that the plan? You want me to get the trim and then I'll finish this room and we'll be completely done? And then, move on to wherever you want me.
Yep.
I had one more thing to say. So yeah, tonight I'm just gonna leave everything as is again.
Okay,
I'll pop out of here and we'll see you at 2 or
that works.
if she gets out early, or relatively right around that hour.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really weird that it dried like that. Right?
Yeah.
Usually it would blend in there, but.
That's what I would think.
And then paint came out perfect, except we have about 1 gallon left, which is perfect. That's kind of, I'd rather have more than less. And it's an unopened gallon, so you can store it right in the basement and any touch-ups or whatever.
Okay.
Well, I say that now, but let's see how everything dries. I might use some of it in the morning. What time are we getting late already?
It's 10 after 3.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Pretty good time then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the color. It's good.
It does. I'm just curious how she'll dry, but it should be perfect for you guys.
Yep.
Yeah, the sales rep over there, you're still there. Just by her talking to your wife, she was like, well, I don't know if I want to go that. I'm like, well, I'm telling you what the homeowner wants. I don't really, not to be rude, but isn't this about what the homeowner wants in the color? She just wasn't having that color. She wasn't. I was like, nope, that's going to be according to their conversation. I'm like, hey, happy wife, happy life. Let's go with what she said.
Good choice.
Yep, exactly. I'll just have to rinse one brush in that laundry room and then I'll be done.
Great.
All your empties are right there. I think I left my conscience at my front doorstep. Oh yeah, looking good, guys. We're happy, you two, we're happy. I said, wait a minute. I think I left my conscience at my... Busted my paw. Boy, boy, boy. Stinky. I'm stinky. Alright, well, let this dry. That goes there. I need, All right. Am I still live? Yes, I am. So even though you're throwing these sleeves in the garbage, you always want to roll it on a piece of plastic, like so. Twist it like so, like so. Before you pull it off, make sure you're all covered. Then you pull it off. Then you throw it in one garbage bag separate from your paint garbage bag. Triple bag it basically. And that's that. That way it's not dripping through your garbage bags, because they will go through the garbage. The other thing I want to say, even though homeowners say they're not going to come in or everything's good, just want to clean up your mess. You know, because they might pop in late at night forgetting that the wall was wet, or so no matter what it is, even if you think you're going to be gone for a week or you're coming right back tomorrow, just always want to make sure you're tidied up. All right. Okay. This would be my garbage.